is because it's California Police Code for marijuana smoking in progress. Raise your hand if you think that's the origins of 420. How many people think it's 420 because that's the number of chemicals in marijuana, 420 chemicals? Raise your hand if you think it's 420 chemicals in marijuana. Does anybody know what the origins of 420 is? Has anybody heard of 420?
Yes.
Waldos! Raise your hand if you ever heard of the Waldos at San Rafael High School, invented 420 in 1971 because they were given a treasure map to a marijuana field, a patch that was being abandoned on Point Reyes Peninsula under the shadow of Mount Tamalpais. And somehow, in Marin County, people began to gather at the top of Mount Tamalpais on April 20th at 420, year after year after year. And then when I heard about it, I made 420 the central ceremonial moment of the Cannabis Cup. And so from there it has spread all around the world. And it is now officially the counterculture holiday. And isn't it interesting? It happens around the same time of year as Passover and Easter. And I think it's just the fact that there is a 420 phenomenon is just emblematic of the fact that this is a spiritual culture. Cannabis creates cultures around it. And those cultures have been going around for thousands of years. And many people think Prohibition started in the 1920s and 30s. It didn't start then. Marijuana was prohibited by the Catholic Church. And many of the midwives, millions of women, the midwives were the healers of Europe. They were all murdered, many of them for possession of cannabis. So all through the Middle Ages, in the 1500s and 1600s, in the Inquisition, possession of cannabis was proof of witchcraft, according to the Catholic Church. And you could be subject to immediate death. So even though the laws have changed and shifted around, and now they just put you in jail for life for growing too many plants, the war on marijuana is very, very old. And what it really represents to me is that marijuana is a creator of peace cultures. And our globe at the moment is in the control of the warrior societies who make money off creating war. They want wars. They love wars. And that's where they get their profit from. So why wouldn't they create ceremonies to enhance their culture? And I respect warrior culture, and we need it. You need warriors. You need warriors to fight whatever issues you got. So those issues can come from all kinds of directions, but you need them, you know, to protect the tribe sometimes. So I respect the warriors, and I respect their ceremonies like the Super Bowl. But this is our Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl of marijuana, the Super Bowl of peace culture. So I know not everybody is connected with that vibe, but I know the people that come here that are connected to it, they feel those vibrations. And I'll tell you one thing about ceremonies. For my culture, the most important thing about ceremonies is that we're trying to enhance each other's positive energy. We're trying to share our positive energy, and that's why we get together. And when we hug each other, that's how we put that bolt of energy from heart to heart with that contact. So I want to encourage people to try and feel that energy and share it with each other. Put that positive energy into everybody you meet at the Cannabis Cup and help raise our spirits, because we've suffered tremendous trauma from the drug wars. Our brothers and sisters, our fathers, our mothers, we've gone to jail, we've lost our student loans, we've been run through the criminal justice system, we've endured intense persecution our whole lives just because we want to use the peace sacrament of cannabis. And someday, we are going to overturn this, and the warriors will respect the peace people. And the earth will come back into balance, and war will stop, and we can live in the New Jerusalem forever. Thank you for coming to the Cannabis Cup.